Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader. Last time we went through the warp gate into the unknown spaces that Xavier had gone to, Calcazar. And now we're hunting him down in this land of Necrons, or these systems of Necrons. We found Necrons in the debris of Batiata, and we were able to defeat them, and we cleared this system, so now we gotta choose between this system, I'm not even gonna try, and Neo's, shouldn't even try this one either. Choroidus? I don't know. I don't know. Do you want to make it safe or not? We're gonna go dangerous. The clans servicing the cooling system have reported an incident of sorcery. The shadows in the cabins and corridors are coming to life. The Voidsmen say they see strange, writhing things lurk in nooks and in crannies at the edges of their vision. If they look away, the things spread over the room, gnawing on everything in their path and attacking the weak and infirm. The strange creatures cannot be caught. It is almost as if they sense they are being watched and sink into the many cracks between the machines and bulkheads. Order that the monsters be banished with faith and prayer. Order that the decks be purified with fire. Do nothing. Purify with fire. The controlled scorching of decks is a labor-intensive but very familiar process for the Voidsmen serving under the ship's Infernus Master. The evacuated chambers were set on fire, burning away all filth and heresy from the darkest corners. The Shadow Skulkers vanished without a trace, and the denizens of the cooling systems breathed a sigh of relief. Oh yeah, that one wasn't bad. That one wasn't too bad. Go and chart new routes. Okay. Visit. AN number 8954. Oh, okay. ND 01 KT. I don't know. Ooh, we got a lot of stuff going on in this system. This one looks special. Let's go here first. And then we got whatever this is. A Necron ring. Plasteel. Okay. Sure. Why not? We need some resources out here. Begin scan. Nothing on this dead world. It's nice that we get some more exploration at the end of the game. I really like the exploration in this. It's simple, but for me it's pretty satisfying. Oh, I thought that would be something right there. Most of the surface is covered in icy dunes with greenish highlights. That's not what it looks like. At first, officers aboard the vessel decide that the unusual color of the ice is due to a quirk of the atmosphere. Later, it becomes evident that the source of the highlights is a group of monstrous pyramidal structures wreathed in an emerald fire. Some more Necron shit. Examining them in detail with magnoculars, it can be seen that one of the monoliths is damaged. A device on its wall emits an energy beam at a similar pyramid not far from itself. Examine the structures. The Von Valencia scouts approach the monoliths with as much care as possible, fearing the appearance of an enemy. A small servitor, sent to gather data from the energy beam, clearly demonstrated the destructive power of the xenotechnology. After carelessly making contact with the beam, it instantaneously broke apart into minuscule pieces. It is curious that the second pyramid is still intact, and that only matter at the source of the beam is being destroyed. Study the surviving monolith. The energy beam barely reflects off the dark metal of the pyramid. Occasionally, a scarcely visible wave runs across the surface of the monolith's walls, after which the material appears to become even smoother. It is as if one monolith is feeding the other, not destroying it. A few scouts decide to come closer in order to better examine the phenomenon. Perception test succeeded. The soldiers of the Von Valancius notice a fragment of a metallic rib cage melted right into the material of one of the walls, like a bizarre bas-relief. Between the rows of ribs, a talisman of black stone shimmers with colored light after each wave of energy. The figure of which the talisman belonged shows no sign of life. After a quick debate, the officers decided to take the artifact on board. A withering shard. The wearer's strength, toughness, and agility are decreased by 15. The wearer can use heroic acts at 125 momentum instead of 175, and desperate measures at 50 momentum or higher, capped at 100 momentum. The wearer is considered as having heretical adherent if they do not have it yet. Ooh. So that would allow me to make use of all the heretical equipment we've picked up. It is rare to find such an ominous phenomenon in lifeless ice. Interesting. Okay, let's go to this fancy looking world. Ooh, pretty. Nothing, it's just a gas giant. I wonder why it's got all these, it doesn't look like natural rings. It looks like it's something the map is doing for me. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Check this out. The Necron ring. The greenish glow of the gigantic ring, made from unknown materials, flows through the windows of the captain's bridge. The void ship's instruments measure a whole spectrum of various emissions. Sometimes the dull green is darkened by clouds of space dust or bent by gravitational waves. The object most closely resembles a portal, albeit what's passing through it cannot be clearly defined. Observe the anomalies in the team. It's hard to believe that a civilization capable of creating a device as powerful as this one could have undergone such a decline. Let's observe it. Arcs of incandescent star gases bursting from the ring pierce the darkness of space, reflected by the surface of other celestial bodies in the system. At times, dark light waves bend the edges of the portal, but they are quickly restored thanks to the enigmatic flowing metal. Then, lashes of purple clouds, dissected by threads of lightning, appear in the center of the ring. An unseen force prevents them from reaching the other side of the portal as the blocks of black stone become covered in purple scarlet illumination. If the ring truly were a portal, it is not fit to serve as one any longer. Stellar heat and gravitational force forbid any vessel from passing through it. According to the ship's astropaths, the purple clouds are an even more dangerous phenomenon, indicating that the powers of the warp are eager to flow out of the portal into real space. As if to highlight its deadliness, with the next wave of dark light, the portal throws out the shattered remains of an unidentified void ship. Send a team to examine the object. Ship components. Additional equipment and a closer position allow the team to understand part of what's happening. The portal seems to resemble the gate devices used by the Eldari and Drukhari, only made of different material. The metallic shine of the ring alternates with the darkness of the large blocks of stone, reminiscent of the material that makes up the famous Akkadian pylons. Analysis of the wave signatures indicates that the construct once used parts of the webway, the Eldari system of pathways. However, in its current condition, the portal is not fit for transporting vessels. It is unstable and often begins unleashing dangerous cosmic objects. Instead of transports, the gate spews forth dark light waves and deadly breaths of incandescent gas, the latter taken from a star's photosphere. It's hard to believe that a civilization capable of creating a device as powerful as this one could have undergone such a decline. Alright. And that's the system explored. So, are the Necron going to be like our final enemy? I thought we'd find more of the Drukhari out here. Not out here, but like in these chapters. We're gonna warp travel like this again. Reports are coming in from the navigation chambers regarding the appearance of a warp storm along the void ship's course. The ship can go around the perilous region, but the ceremonious voxcasts from the navigator are tinged with strange inflections, as if, for some reason, they desperately want to approach the raging warp elements. We're gonna trust in the navigator's judgment. Emergency aboard the void ship. A foul warp entity has pierced the thin veil of the Geller field and spawned unimaginable beasts of unnatural hues. The Vox systems are picking up the crewmen's screams and the warp fiend's loathsome giggling. The situation demands immediate intervention. Alright. Guess we shouldn't trust the navigators anymore. Damn it, Cassia. I trusted you. Void ship depths. To be fair, it's my fault. I could have made the journey safer. But I'm thinking of our journey back more than anything else. I don't want to... If we need to get back to the portal quickly, I want to be able to make a clear path to it. Okay. This is a small map, isn't it? I'm pretty sure.
We shall bond. Deliver. I will triumph.
Alright. Up here. Up here. Up here. Up here. Over here. Over here. What is this? I thought I told you to get up here. There we go. Alright, Mr. Abelard. First things first, let's go ahead and do a nice war here. Get them coming at you. Sworn enemy on him. Reckless strike. Come up here. Kill him. I didn't kill him. Run here. Okay.
Victory is imminent.
Do that and do this. Right, these guys are the ones that split. Kind of forgot about that. Alright. We'll get those two. And then with that.
Try to die with grace at least. Step
Move here.
aside. The navigator is coming.
Oh, look at that line.
I'm
Beautiful.
not accustomed to being ordered around. Another foe painted black. If I may. These brief flashes are choking me.
Very good, very good. Give him a turn.
I'll show you why navigators are feared.
Rapid fire. Controlled shot. Take these guys out. Him too. Move here. Judge him.
Feel the icy bite of death! I will carve runes out of your bones.
Carve runes out of your bones.
So it shall be.
Running gun. Wildfire. He's a monster. He's a monster. He can't be stopped. He won't be stopped.
The fame hungry come. Finish Jordan! see how the
I told you guys he couldn't be stopped. God damn, that was that was impressive. That was impressive. Is there loot? No. Okay.
You don't frighten me.
There we go. Nice and easy. Alright, we made it here. Chart new routes. Okay. Still just these 4. How much experience did we get from that stuff? 418. How close are we? Still got a while to go. Visit this system. I expect to have some combat in this one. Surely it's not just another pure exploration. Yeah, we got some ship combat over there. It's an ominous star. Ooh, this looks like it's got something on it. Yep. Under thin clouds, as if shredded by a careless blade, sway vast steppes carpeted by pale gold deadwood. The rogue trader's attentive eye distinguishes a region among the endless grasses that does not fit into the general landscape. The scouts from the shuttle see signs of intelligent life. Judging by the trampled soil and tent frames, someone made camp here. Distant silhouettes form a tangle of paths and obstacles. A maze. The outer walls are supplemented by a multitude of spikes and blades and decorated with scraps of leather and withered crucified prisoners. It does not take an expert in xenoculture to reason that Drukhari have been here. Send out a squad of scouts to search the camp. As they comb over the tracks left around the Drukhari structures, the scouts find items of Imperium make, blood-soaked clothes, an aquila patch, and a data slate cracked in half. Gothic letters and the symbol of the Inquisition are frozen on its bottom half. The sentence fragments make up part of an exploration report. The servants of Von Valancius find a rough illustration of the camp in the pocket of a filthy coat. On it are marked 2 locations. The first is shown with a sword and highlights the area where the items were found. The other is a skull and points to a patch of ground by the maze. Find out what is in the place marked by the skull. The scouts carefully inspect every piece of land in the marked area and discover a camouflaged pit studded with strong, thin needles. In a niche sunk into the wall of the trap glitters a volumetric flask with an ugly creature that looks like several brains stuck together. Analyze the nature of the creature. The rogue trader's people recognize the grotesque figure as a Drukhari Medusa, a parasite capable of registering emotions and transferring them to its masters. This thing was left here as the equivalent of a pict recorder, collecting the sufferings of the Drukhari's victims. Destroy the abomination. The flask explodes into shrapnel fragments under a salvo from the scouts' rifles. The remaining liquids is collected into several test tubes to be examined in the ship's laboratory and put to good use, or destroyed on the order of the rogue trader. We got 3 pain blockers. Continue exploring the area. Deep prints belonging to landing legs and a ladder are visible in the grass behind the maze. The relative positions of the recesses corresponded to the design of an Imperial shuttle. When the Von Valancius scouts approach, they find a wax seal bearing the symbol of the Inquisition and a monogram formed from the letters XC. An officer voices the proposition that the initials correspond to the name of Lord Inquisitor Xavier Calcazar. Give that officer a raise, huh? Search for other objects in the grass. A segment of the dry grass a few meters in front of the prints from the ladder has been cut as if scythed. Among the chopped stems lie a piece of Drukhari trophy, a flap of dark skin stretched out by thin chains. Most of it is covered by a tattoo, a silhouette of a storm or tornado and a black symbol composed of curved lines and sharp shapes. Mastercrafted Hekatari blade. Okay. Burn away all traces of Xenos presence. Give me that fuel. The predatory structures do not burn easily, and it takes a long time for them to heat up. When the flames finally gather strength, turquoise explosions flash amid the yellow-orange waves. Whatever was down there was dangerous. Alright. So we do have Drukhari around here too, so... Those look like the Scythe ships though, so that's probably Necrons. Lord Captain, there was an incident on the flight deck. The planet we discovered is located at the coordinates of interest to the Honorable Ulfar, Angel of the Emperor. The moment he learned about this, he chose to abandon ship. He ordered a shuttle to be provided to him and directed it to the world before us. We do not know where exactly he wishes to go. Zero experience, but the augurs have tracked the shuttle to its landing site. He stole a shuttle? How did this happen? Lord Ulfar simply showed up out the deck, drove the enforcers away, and demanded he be granted clearance for takeoff. Your servants became frightened and dared not disobey his orders. Why have I not been notified of his actions right away? He forbade it, and the enforcers did not dare to defy an angel of the Emperor. I am very sorry. Execute the sentries who were guarding the shuttle. I see. I apologize for having to bring you this troubling news, Lord Captain. Alright, well, we gotta go get him. Gotta go get him. A scouting party led by the rogue trader herself makes planetfall on the frozen world. The shuttle on which Ulfar Thunderlung departed, the ship has been designated the starting point for the search. Surely he couldn't have gotten far. Said shuttle is found at the landing site intact and undamaged. Examine the stolen shuttle. The machine spirit is in fine form and is ready to ascend from the world's surface. No clues have been found as to Ulfar Thunderlung's intended destination, but a keen-eyed scout sights several disturbed snowdrifts that may indicate the route the Space Wolf took. Scout the area. The scouts discover numerous structures, burial grounds, and obelisks of the Xeno race that once ruled these star systems, all of which are now encased in ice and solemn sepulchral stillness. No signs of activity by potentially hostile Xenos have been detected. Follow the trail. The group bravely ventures onward into the realm of blinding white and crackling frost. The sky is soon blanketed with snow clouds that block out the star's light. The wind, howling like a pack of hungry spirits, sweeps away all tracks and whips up a furious storm. The path is full of dangers. A treacherous crevice, hidden under the snow's crust, suddenly opens wide underneath the enforcer's feet. It is only the vigilance of the Lord Captain and her companions who hear the telltale crack in time that saves the soldiers from certain death. A few hours later, the expedition comes to a plateau. Rising up ahead is the dark hull of an Imperial trading vessel that once landed on the world's surface. Investigate the ship. The ship is identified as the Revelation Granted, the merchant cog commandeered by the baleful Howl on footfall. No signs of struggle or other misfortune are found aboard, only some useful cargo in the hold. Contrary to expectations, no crew members are found, dead or alive. The ship has been abandoned, and its fuel systems are non-functional. The Prometheum has frozen solid and ruptured the tanks and pipes. The escalating storm sweeps over the group as if trying to bury them in darkness, snow, and obliterating whirlwinds. Send out scouts to survey the area. The enforcers search the area and return without finding anything of interest. Not all of them return, in fact. Several seem to have lost their way and failed to make it back to the ship. Look for signs of Ulfar. Fresh tracks in the snow leading to the ship's airlock indicate that he was here, and recently. However, it seems he decided not to linger. His tracks end outside the ship, the rest covered by the thickly falling snow. Contact the ship in orbit. The raging storm makes it impossible to establish a Vox link with the rogue trader's vessel, leaving the expedition stranded without aid, but probably not for long. The officers on the bridge should have immediately dispatched help as soon as contact with the scouting party was lost. Take shelter in the ship and set up camp. The bone-weary soldiers welcome the chance to rest. Watch for sentries stand guard while their more fortunate comrades stuff themselves with the now frozen rations of the ship's vanished crew. The temperature inexorably plummets, but the brave enforcers, following the Lord Captain's example, staunchly endure the trial and do not lose heart. One of the sentries delivers an anxious report to the Lord Captain. He has seen a massive shadow in the darkness, and it was definitely not Ulfar Thunderlung. Light a brighter fire. Barrels of frozen promethium are dragged outside. The frozen fuel reluctantly succumbs to the heat of the thermal cutters, and fires kindle around the ship. Even this is not enough to dispel the snowy darkness, but the people are buoyed by the additional light and warmth. A messenger rushes to the Lord Captain to report that one of the sentries is missing. Large tracks have been found near the sentry's post, as well as a few drops of blood. Double the sentries. Despite the reinforcements, the sentries cannot conceal their fear. The unknown has robbed them of their courage. A terrible rumbling cuts through the roar of the storm, the clash and clamor of battle. It is followed by furious, agonizing screams. Send the party toward the sounds of battle as soon as possible. Tied together with ropes and bolstering each other with battle cries, the enforcers rush toward the battle in human chains. Unable to see anything ahead in the darkness and swirling snow, they blindly stride toward the source of the battle's monstrous thunder. I can't even pick this one. The Lord Captain will personally rush into the battle against the mysterious foe. 5%, yikes. The Lord Captain will find a convenient firing position to strike the unknown enemy. 0%, what? I'm gonna rush into battle. The Lord Captain charges forward, her soldiers rushing after her, and an eerie shadow blocks their path. It is cloaked by the snow and the dark, which turn it into a barely discernible silhouette that emanates the promise of death. A bolt of lightning strikes the rogue trader before she can act to avoid it. The Lord Captain collapses insensate in the snow, and only the intervention of the enforcers who rush fearlessly to the defense of their lady forced the malevolent foe to retreat. Ulfar has been found lying in the blood-soaked snow. There are signs of a terrible battle all around, and the Space Wolf's body is covered in grievous wounds. The expedition healer doubts that even an angel of the Emperor will last long with such injuries. With great care, the insensate body of Ulfar Thunderlung is borne to the shuttle and, wasting no time, brought back to the ship for urgent treatment. Despite the healer's prognosis, the Space Wolf's spirit clings on, and he drags himself out of Mordecai's jaw. I think we need to go have a chat with him. It seems like his brothers have turned feral, is my guess. At least whatever survives is his brothers. Yeah, because he has mentioned before that, like, that is a danger with the Space Wolves, at least from Fenris. All Space Wolves are from Fenris, right? But not all Space Marines are Space Wolves. Is that correct? I think so. And I think succumbing to your feral instincts is like a great mark of shame for his people, which isn't good. The baleful Howl might be lost. All right. Hey, buddy. Wait. What happened to him? Gravely wounded, Ulfar is transported back to the ship. Despite the Kairugan's expectations, he did not perish from his injuries and is hopefully now ready to explain the reasons for his abscondment to the Lord Captain. Inquire of the Voxmaster. How's Ulfar? He is feeling better, Lord Captain. The ship's Kairugan was amazed at his resilience. The esteemed Lord Ulfar is currently convalescing in his chambers. Have a servant escort me to Ulfar's quarters. Yeah, we gotta know what's going on here. I don't remember ever seeing this that splash art before. Oh, is it because this is new? Wow, he's got interesting quarters. His quarters are bigger than my quarters. I don't think this is all his quarters though. Better not be. No one should have bigger quarters than me. Just looking around real quick. Okay, don't see anything anywhere else. Let's move up here. Not very homey quarters. Ulfar's dark figure towers over you. His head is lowered, his hair hanging in a curtain across his face. His fair skin is cross-hatched with broad crimson scars, held together by metal staples and covered with black spiked runes for physical healing. Could an ordinary mortal have survived such injuries? Unlikely. With a twitch of his fingers, Ulfar bids the two servants in attendance to step away, as not to intrude on your conversation. They silently retreat. Etvater, I must thank you for saving me. I had a difficult battle. I thank the Emperor that he did not take you from us to join his heavenly host, my lord. I'm glad you survived, Ulfar. You stole my shuttle. We need to discuss what happened. I'm glad you survived. I always survive. Why did you decide to go to that world alone? Did you find any trace of your brothers? You're not your usual self. You seem somber. Look around the chamber. I am pleased that my servants found a fitting shrine for your armor. What are the servants doing? Yeah, what are the servants doing? It is time for me to don my skin again. Ulfar shrugs wearily, his body giving off heat and animal scent. One of the servants appears or opens a casket containing contact unguent. It will be used to anoint each of the black carapaces, neural ports, marring the wolf's skin. This sacred augmentation seamlessly fuses Ulfar's body with his armor and every fiber bundle of it. I feel flayed without it. Recently, I have been trying to remember what it is like to live without a skin. I can't. Too many years have passed. Why did you decide to go to that world alone? After a few moments of silence, Ulfar says quietly, So I did not have to bury your body in the snow, Etvater. It is not out of arrogance that wolves do not allow mortals into our affairs, but because the burden of those deeds is heavy, and they reek of death. Just consider what kind of threat you could have been facing, in a place where an entire pack of Astartes has disappeared. If I had risked you for the sake of fulfilling my vows, would that have been worthy of me? I appreciate your concern. We fight together. Do not forget that I am your Advatar. You did not do all that well on your own. Now we can safely say that you are not cursed. You almost met your end in battle. Do not ever steal from me again or force my soldiers to die saving you. We fight together. Ulfar heaves a sigh, which seems to hang in the air between you. You and I are different. Your way is to rule and build, while mine is to destroy and chase down prey. Such is the Allfather's plan. And in that plan, my death on the battlefield is an expected and joyous event, while your death would be premature, sorrowful, and damaging to many other lives. Did you find any traces of your brothers? The vessel I found, the revelation granted. That was them. Inside there were signs that wolf scouts leave for their brothers. The Baleful Howl landed the ship on the surface and left, and the rest of the crew disappeared. I followed my brother's trail until an unknown foe blocked my path, and battle ensued. What foe is capable of besting you in combat? Your wounds were truly terrifying. Yeah. What sort of foe? An evil spirit. It attacked me from behind and wounded me instantly. Ufar points to a particularly gruesome scar on his chest. The strike clearly intended for one of the Space Wolf's 2 hearts. The wound gives off a strong medicinal smell, but it is not one you recognize. Probably a Fenrisian balm brewed by Ulfar himself. Your healers would faint after one whiff of such a potion. The snow covered my eyes, and I could only make out a shadow, but it moved fast, and it was strong. If the All-Father's gift had not knitted my ribs into a hard carapace, that blow would have been my last. The wolf says these words with chilling nonchalance. I can still feel its claws on my chest. Frost shredding flesh. Wounds left by spirits are dangerous. They create a spiritual link between your body and its pernicious mind. The only way to heal such mutilations is to brew a potion from the blood spilt by their incorporeal bodies. That evil spirit wounded me too. Then we are both marked. Our bodies will be tormented by its deadly touch until it is defeated. But fear not, Atvetter. We will defeat it. I swear it. Your pack seems to have led an entire ship's crew to their deaths. The wolf shrugs sadly. Do not blame us for what we are. Death always clings to the warriors of the All-Father, and we are fated for no deeds other than those accomplished in the jaws of Mordkai. I see. Ulfar nods in agreement, his face grim. You are not your usual self. By bitter paths comes wisdom. In wake of bloody losses and shattered dreams, heavy thoughts weighing on its broad shoulders, it enters unbidden and takes a seat by your hearth. You've been thinking about your life? Perhaps something good awaits you in the future. Tell me, why are there no rhymes in your songs? Do you still believe you will find your brothers? Thank you. Have you been thinking about your life? About the future? Have you ever wondered what it means to be an Astartes? To know no other family but your brothers in battle? To know no other feast but the joy of slaying your enemies and extolling your fallen comrades? To know with certainty that your death will be terrible, brutal, and agonizing. For time holds no sway over us, and no warrior of the All-Father has ever breathed his last in a soft bed. Death holds no fear for us, Atvetter. We have been eating at the same table since day one. Perhaps something good awaits you in the future. Listen, Atvetter. When the wolf priests tested me, I went to the gate of Mordkai, a dark place where real space and the thoughts of the great wolves intertwine like the tentacles of a kraken. Everyone who appears before the gate is granted a vision, and mine was a dark omen. I saw myself in 2 guises, one as white as the moon, and the other as black as the lowering sky, and the 2 were locked in combat. As for which me emerged victorious, that was hidden from my sight, but that is not what frightened me. The black wolf's gaze was fearsome, full of more pain than he could ever inflict himself. It drove him mad, turning him into a monster, and as dark as he appears, I recognize myself in him. After all, I was made for destruction, torment, annihilation. I am the more agile monster. Does that mean that by the All-Father's design, I must drink this cup of pain to the bottom in order to fulfill his plan? I do not know. Ufar looks at you, his expression inscrutable. Tell me why there are no rhymes in your songs. Rhymes are empty frippery. A saga must be alive. If the words happen to fall into a rhyme, well, that is grand. But to make your whole story fit neatly into such a pattern, you must either twist the truth in the service of beauty or live your life for the sake of a rhyme. Neither is to a wolf's liking. Our sagas are voices sounding through eternity. When we hear them, we do not hear stories. We hear the tellers speaking their words to us now. You still believe you'll find your brothers? I will find them. Ufar clenches his fists. Probably not alive, but I will find them. Thank you. You have a right to them. I am pleased that my servants found a fitting shrine for your armor. The splendor and monumentality of the chamber befit the solemnity of the sacrament unfolding within. As if performing an intricate dance, the servants of the Omnissiah move in time with the murmuring mechanisms, circling the massive space wolf. While he stands utterly still, the scent of sacred incense filling the air, giving the sense that one is witnessing a great ritual. And Astartes needs very little. A cell and a table where I can perform the purifying rite on my weapon. That is all I require. But to keep the armor bestowed upon me by the Allfather in some shabby cubicle would be sacrilege. This chamber will do well for the vesting ceremony. There's good plasteel beneath the rich decoration and gilding. Yes, I am satisfied. What will you do now? I must return. My foe awaits me, and it would be dishonorable to retreat from the battle, but I will need help in the fighting. You can count on me. I shall consider it. This does not seem like a good idea. You can count on me. I know, Edvater. Ufar nods to his servants, and in low voices they begin a guttural prayer. Shadows leap across the walls, twisting together in a majestic and savage dance. In the flickering candlelight, the sacred rite is performed. The angel of the Emperor is clothed in the armor of unwavering faith and his wrath. Oh, I thought it was gonna take me out of here. What's this? Hello? Oh, I guess I gotta do that, huh? The backpack is the repository of the mighty machine spirit that supplies the Space Wolf Marine's armor with the motive force. Its efforts ensure that the heavy armor does not burden the wearer, but rather multiplies its strength and endurance 100-fold. Ulfar, standing on a dais beneath the gilded vaults, resembles a cast metal statue of a space marine as seen adorning many temples. All that is missing is the armor. Sensing a task not yet complete, the mechadendrite tentacles descend from the ceiling toward the wolf, preparing to begin the sacrament of vesting. The resplendent armor of the Emperor's Angel, which has seen more than one battle and taken more than one ferocious blow in its centuries of service. The skin of the wild beast conjures up images of a bloody battle between the one who now wears it and the creature from which it was taken. Neat, neat, neat. All right. Is he the only companion quest we have left in here? I guess. No, I think it is. I think there's not anything else. I could have sworn there was somebody else. Maybe I'm thinking of Jay, who we never saw again. I don't know if she's gonna show up. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too bothered. I wasn't a big fan of Jay. But I think a lot of that has to do with just her archetypes didn't fit with the party composition I had. I should have checked the quest to see if this is actually where I need to be going. The ship that brought the baleful Howl pack to this world has been discovered, and therefore the Space Wolves themselves must be somewhere nearby. A reconnaissance mission is in order. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I'm almost positive that it's like a feral space wolf. That's the evil spirit. And I think Ulfar guesses that already, and that's probably why he feels pretty somber. Maybe. That's my guess anyway. Alright.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Cool structure. Got a bag over here. A virtuous vindication. Melt a weapon proficiency. A one-handed ranged weapon. On hit, targets must perform a toughness resistance test with a +10 bonus. If they fail, they suffer burning, 24, and melting. Additionally, they are stunned for 1 turn. If they pass, they suffer burning and melting. So is that for you? No. Okay.
A space wolf never fails in their duty.
Intriguing.
Okay. Nothing showed up. The scouts discovered Ulfar's lifeless body here. Okay.
Powers unseen uncover my path.
Rush for my sharp senses.
The tracks of the mysterious enemy that defeated the Space Wolf have almost been hidden by the snow.
Perfection.
Perfection.
What is that?
Are we going into the building?
Hunt, brothers. Take heed.
Empyrean guides my
A bunch of
gaze.
traps.
Ruinous favor prevails. Perfection. I tread a path unexplored.
No? Oh, okay. I thought we were gonna go inside. Uh-oh.
Embrace true power.
That's not good. Is that all of them? My brothers. Red brows furrowed in anguish. Ulfar bows down over the bodies encased in ceramite and adamantine. Once again, fate has barred me from traveling to the halls of the All-Father with my brothers. Damn. Look around. The snow-covered battlefield reveals little, but it is clear that the wolves gave ferocious battle one last time. The rocks are pitted from bolter strikes, and here and there you see scorch marks left by plasma charges. Who were they fighting? I smell no corruption on their bodies, and I see no traces of Xenos weapons. I think they did battle with humans here. What do you think they were looking for here? I do not know what they were seeking, but they certainly found someone here. Otherwise, this crime would not have been committed. They met their doom with honor, as befits true warriors. Ulfar huffs a weak laugh. True enough. No one would dare say that the baleful Howl would stare into the eyes of Mordecai with anything but joyful awe and fire in their hearts. Heaving in a breath, Ulfar mutters, I sense evil in their deaths. The souls of the baleful Howl are not at rest, but remain here on the battlefield. They are not with the All-Father. I must escort them to him. Will you bear witness to the last honor given to my brothers? Why me? Our sagas have long since become one, and tradition bids that the burial be witnessed by another clan member, not an outsider. I have no one closer than you here. What are you going to do? I will sing their sagas so that the world remembers who they were. Then the flames will take their bodies, and we will drink to the memory of my pack to ease their march to Valhalla. Perhaps we should return their bodies to Fenris? There is no point now. If they had died recently, and if I were a wolf priest, I would have armed myself with the Fang of Mordecai and extracted their progenoids, the implants containing the memory of the All-Father's blood. On Fenris, they would have been transplanted into the young wolves, and the valor of my brothers would have lived on in them. But their bodies have lain here for too long, so they should simply be given to the flames to protect them against scavengers and unworthy hands. Turning to Pascal, Ulfar says in a grave voice, I know that you are a man of curiosity, but do not even think about performing the sacrament of harvesting of my brothers' bodies. It is forbidden for you. The tech priest's voice is cold and contemptuous. This unit has no intention of assisting a pack of murderous beasts. I shall bear witness. Ulfar produces a knife inscribed with scarlet runes. Picking up a rock from the ground, he begins to scratch the rock's sharp edges across the blade, etching a name. His powerful voice rumbles. Hear now the saga of the Baleful Pack. Proud warriors of Fenris. Vilka Fenrika. The verses weave together, recounting the deeds of each of Ulfar's dead brothers. With incredible precision in every detail, the wolf lists the accomplishments of his comrades, the enemies they slew, and the sacrifices they made. The saga continues at length, and the relentless rhythm sends you into a trance. With a grinding screech, the rock is drawn across the knife's blade again and again, inscribing one name after another. On the cold world they gave battle, the pack's fierce name never disgracing. So ends the saga of the baleful Howl, and the void thunders with echo unending. Fenris Hilda. Ulfar is silent for a long time. The etched knife blade slices across his huge palm, and scarlet drops paint the snow. His weary voice rasps. Hear my oath, Allfather. Jalga Thura Agjimia. With his bloodied hand, the wolf removes the rune-covered horn from his belt, and, from a flask, pours something dark and sharp smelling into it. Let us drink to my brothers at Vater, and then we will build the pyre. What oath did you just swear? It is the oldest oath on Fenris. It translates as, I will avenge, or I will be forsaken. What's that? Point at the horn. Usually wolves are commemorated with Mjord, but I'll have to settle for something I made myself. A few poisonous herbs from Yanis, some rare toxins traded on footfall. Maybe this brew will overcome the physical might of an Astartes. Ulfar smiles sadly. How I wish that my omen would have proven a lie, and that my libation would sour without ever being tasted. It sounds like you're asking me to drink poison. I am not a madman. It is a strong brew, but it will not kill you. It shouldn't, at least. But it may envelop your mind in a haze of dreams. Do not believe everything you see. The visions may have been sent by the All-Father, or by someone less worthy. Why would we drink that? Custom. Back when Lemon Russ was still young and did not yet know the All-Father, he found himself in the lost village of the Wave Riders clan. They had all been slain by monsters, and their souls now wandered the ruins of their homes, crying out for vengeance. Lemon Russ could not speak to the dead, comfort them, or grant them peace, because he was alive and they were not. Then he brewed a mixture of poisonous herbs and drank himself almost to death. The light in his eyes faded, and the figures of the dead appeared before him in the darkness. Russ swore an oath of vengeance before them, and the fire of resentment in their hearts went out. We have been giving our dead the same send-off ever since. Except, feast well, wolves. The astringent liquid burns your throat, and a fog immediately descends over your vision. The sky darkens, the rising wind whistles in your ears. Through it comes the high-pitched cawing of a bird. Ulfar nods approvingly. It is a sign. Fate walks beside us. Skal. Taking back his horn, the wolf takes a mighty swallow of the stuff. Majestic shadows rise in the snowy haze around you. The figures of warriors clad in indestructible armor, bearing an emblem of two black fangs piercing the yellow of the sun. They are looking at you. The brothers bear witness, which means it is time for us to meet my last comrade. What comrade? There is one missing among the dead, and now I know who I was fighting before. It was Brother Ignilf. Ah, so maybe I was still correct. What happened to this Ignilf? He went mad with grief over the bodies of his brothers, and the curse of the Wolfen prevailed over his valiant heart. He became a beast. Is he dangerous, or will you be able to reason with him? There is no reasoning with one who knows only the black bitterness of hatred. The curse of the Wolfen is not only our bane, but also our shield against temptation. When intolerable thoughts take shelter in a wolf's mind, the curse comes and drives them out, dousing them with the waters of anger. You cannot reason with a Wolfen, or deceive him, or entice him. That is our bloody talisman against evil. And what are we going to do with him? Corruption is washed away by blood. We will cleanse his spirit, as there is no hope for his body now. None return from the curse's embrace. Kalkazar once encountered another of my brothers, who had also become a Wolfen. Kalkazar captured him and brought him to Fenris. That is the debt we came here to pay. But we have no way of doing what Kalkazar did. We will have to grant Brother Ignilf peace. Rather than killing your brother, we can just leave him here. Who will he hurt here, after all? We cannot. The curse of the Wolfen is a secret of the chapter, and secrets must be kept. I cannot leave proof of our vulnerability here, for the enemy may find it and use it. I see. The wolf moon raises its head and howls. When it turns its wise, piercing gaze on you, and blood rains down from its snow-white fangs into the frozen world. Where do you intend to look for him? A toothy grin is his only response. You see fangs lengthening before your eyes. Is it Ufar laughing at you, or the feral moon suspended in the sky? The fog clouding your mind grows thicker. He will come. Let's do this. Ufar lets out a belligerent howl, whipping up snowdrifts into frightened whirlwinds. You hear a terrible cracking sound. Someone's feet. No. Paws are breaking through the crust of snow on the ground. The beast now comes, and his cruel howl awakens the fallen warriors of Fenris. Fenris thirsts for vengeance. I gotta fight all of them? Or there's 3 of them. Alright. Well, since we're surrounded, I'm just gonna start combat. Oh god, this sound. I need to lower the volume for this. What was this music volume? Is that the volume? No. What is it? Oh god. Guess it's not music. Yeah, put this back up. Ambient volume? That's better, I think. Okay. Alright, Abelard. Come over to this guy. Reckless strike. Charge him. Attack. Good damage. Man, the sound effect is... It's actually kind of tough. Alright, curse him. Deal him damage. Again. Kill. Charge. Parried. Damn it. Move here. Rapid fire. Charge him. Move here. Attack him. Okay, kick him. Run and gun. Shoot him. Wildfire. Fire.
High momentum.
Good start, good start. Do this. Fire. Okay, go and weaken these two. Hit him with that. Do that. Weaken him. Fire. Good damage, good damage. I'm a little worried about my positioning here. Good damage there. What are they doing? Good parry. Uh-oh. Oof. Ow! Good dodge. Go and dash away. Mark. Mark. And mark. Shoot. Shoot. Trap. Hot on the trail. Oh, son of a bitch. I skipped his turn. On accident. Kill him. Kick him. Switch weapons. Sworn enemy. Yep. Good damage. Do that. Hit him again. Beautifully done. You serve me. Yep, do that. Good shit. Oh, he looks cool. Oh, that's badass. Region, classified. Location, classified. Material, oral retelling of On Ulfar and His Brothers, the Baleful Howl, Saga, and On the Last Wolf, verse. Recorded by Chronicler Ulkert Memestat. My verses you will hear, glorious brothers, of how the paths of Ulfar called Thunderlung from the first and the last wolf of the baleful Howl were intertwined. Over his brother's cold bodies standing, Ulfar, the hard-armed, proclaimed to the sky their glorious sagas, and his last homage paid to those warriors proud. At his witness-taking, his companion of the line von Valancius, the blizzard was raging, and the wind furiously howling. As under that terrible clawed paw, the snow crunched, and in the dead light of a moon, strange to human eyes, a beast, long fur bristling, of death reeking, into the circle stepped. Damage taken. Eagle-eyed Ghost Wolf 2, Iceblade Ghost Wolf 12. It's 12. Terror and awe, the beast's form roused. Her retinue to her aid the rogue traitor called. The Allfather's call, two summoned to battle against the beast. No, the Allfather's call to two summoned. You did not fear to meet me, perfidious spirit, who the name Doppelgrindel claims. I see you have not learned from the last battle, though you paid for it with the gouged eye. So spoke Ulfar Thunderlung, and the beast replied, Of your spoils you boasted to the priests in vain, Ulfar Everlost. My body alone you wounded, but I your spirit maimed, and your word crippled. Then came the turn of the Edvater to speak, and turned the two wolves away from the empty shedding of blood. And her words were formidable and filled with wrath, but enough had already been said. Now, I'm going to trust him that you can't reason with these guys. Her words were formidable and filled with wrath. The grin was merry and full of bloody joy. For your insolence you will pay with tears and blood. So answered the dread spirit, and to that harsh oath served the hurricane itself as witness incorruptible. Enough words have been spoken. The power of words spewed from the beast's mouth, grinning. The cry of the wild hunt, and the embittered souls hearkened. Out of snow and wind, wolf bodies were woven. For the warriors who died an unclean death, the unavenged evil never forgetting. Their ice fangs not gnashing, they approached. Into the roiling sky howling, the first brother of by Ulfar was vanquished. Against the second went Von Valancius the furious. The second went whirling, with Von Valancius the fleet-footed, unable to smite the foe. With the second clashed the Atvater as a shield. Yeah, toughness. Success. Then the laugh booming, the heavens were split by the formidable Ulfar, his battle friends guarding. With a mighty wrench the wolf's jaws he tore, opening them wide, the evil charms banishing. With dignity was met each brutal strike, and the savagery was slain, each deadly foe. The pack is defeated. Oh, look at that. But the beast was not yet vanquished. Roaring his body he threw into the fray, like a mighty spear thrust. Howling, his claws cut through the adamantine, the warriors fought. A river of blood spilling, Ulfar Thunderlung, his battle song singing. The black curse, his vicious rival echoing. The warriors were clashing. When the cunning Edvater, a direct blow struck to the beast's broad back. With a keen shot struck the enemy from afar. A silver of weaknesses sighted in the foe's armor, or stepping back to her ally, granting breath to strike. I'm gonna go with the shot. Oof. Like scarlet runes upon the snow, the blood lay, but the dark wolf's grip did not slacken. Each the other's throat seizing, the warriors fought to the death. Both were flagging, both of cunning, or but of cunning. The beast had enough yet in store. Upon that Vater fell the wolf's fiery gaze. By the power of icy Fenris, I do curse you. If you look into the past, you shall see only deceit. If you look into the future, you shall see only treachery. The false friend's dagger shall open your breast. The arrows of deceit wrought shall pierce your back. So spoke the Atvater, the spirit born in sorrow, cursing, and then the bloody wound she spied. Her breast was cut, her heart was quiet, the Atvater's death. The sweet Mjod my mind has fogged, said the Atvater. Her teeth gritting, the Atvater stared down the foe. From the Atvater's lips, a daring song burst forth, death on the battlefield extolling. Fight boldly on, my brave brother Ulfar. You will taste this victory alone. Coercion. Damn it. Having spoken thus upon the snow, the Atvater fell. My steps are dogged by doom, the worthy perishing, and I surviving, roared Ulfar Thunderlung, despairing. His brow darkened with blackest grief. In Ulfar's heart there was no trembling. When his hand he thrust into the beast's maw, his scheming tongue firmly gripping. Ufar began to wrench, heeding not the roar. The teeth clapped closed, the warrior's hand disfigured, but the tormenting fog relented. The Atvatar releasing. Glory to brave hearts that fear not death. Ufar was grievously wounded, but the mighty beast he slew, and asked it with menace, his mangled hand, the beast's throat gripping. Who is to blame for the deaths of my brothers? Answer me, fell spirit. In its death rasp, the Doppelgrindel answered, Brother, we were doomed not by the archenemy's followers, nor by the despicable inhumans, who did not touch our armor, nor with dark sorcery did the malefics defeat us. No, it was the humans who oaths of friendship swore that plunged the blade into our back, their treacherous plot and malice hatched. Said the spirit, and then it fell silent forever, the noble wolf's body fleeing, and peace to it bestowing. Oh man, look at this. I know I harp on about it all the time, but the art in these things is just so good. Oof. The pair stood together over the prostrate body, the body not of a beast, but of a brave fallen brother. The fearsome Ulfar declared an oath of vengeance, and the mighty wolves of Kjalhala went charging. They went knowing that from their betrayers 3 times the blood price would be exacted. From the mangled hand dripping blood hot and thick, spilt for the just cause, the fingers now bereft of their former furious strength, but it lived on in the wolf's cruel heart. And the Atvatar also her peace spoke. Who killed your brothers from this day forth? Who is our foe? The honored Fenris you have defended, Ufar Thunderlong. Now the last of the pack remains, Ufar the Avenger. A shame it is that you came not in time to save your brothers, Ufar, who is called Everlast. What now will become of you, my lord? From this day forth, who is our foe? The traitor's name for now remains unknown, but in the darkness I will find him and have my vengeance. So answered Thunderlong, and that Avatar also said her piece. Now the last of the pack remains, Ufar the Avenger. For the cursed wolf, there is no other path but to be the hand that punishment metes out to his brother's slayers. The fire of their hearts by death and generously doused, but I, cooled forever, always endure. So Ufar's mighty word was spoken, a proud funeral dirge was sung. His brother's weary body, cursed by grief, from his carapace was freed, and laid upon the pyre. The old spinners weave the word thread cruelly, no inquiries or entreaties accepting. Ufar Thunderlong cast his gaze, and clearly it beheld the end of his trail. New armor, Blood Craver. The magnificent armor is covered in hexagrammic wards, and the helmet's visors are carved with micro runes invoking the beneficence of the spirits of the hunt. Any blood shed by the wearer of this sacred armor will not be in vain. Beneath the ceramite shell is an ingenious mechanism that collects every blessed drop of crimson, so that it can later serve as the basis for a rune priest's healing balms and sacred potions. Wearer suffers 40% less damage from psychic abilities. Damage from a psychic ability, they absorb and redirected energy pushes every adjacent enemy 2 cells away from the wearer. If the target fails a toughness resistance test, it gets knocked prone for 1 round. And plus 30 strength. Neat. And so ended the saga of the Baleful Howl. May the Black Mane guide them to Kjalhala. Only one was not claimed by Mordecai the Dark-Hearted. Ufar Thunderlong stood stalwart upon the ground. Too stubborn for death was this rebellious wolf, too hot to be seized by the chill of the grave. His brothers praising, he raised his deadly axe. Fenris stands, so there will many yet to slay. Glory to the fierce wolf, son of Fenris. Let us remember, brothers, the baleful Howl. Daring hunters, fierce fighters, and troublemakers without equal. Let us glorify their exploits and glorify their fall. With honor have these wolves gone to Kelhala. Let us remember the mighty brother Ufar, who did not abandon his pack in the snowy wastes. Let us remember the traitor of the Von Valancius line, she whose name is known and honored on Fenris. Let us raise our cups and cry into the face of the hell winter gale. Father, we live still. Fenris Hylda. Ooh, man, that was... I wonder how different would have been if I passed some of those tests. I'm unsure. Ooh, we leveled up too. Alright, so your current armor only gives 25 strength. I don't think that happens like at all. But you got new armor, buddy. Oh, man, look at that. Dude, it's so cool. It's so cool. So cool. All right. All right, guys. I think we're going to end the episode there. In the next episode... Is there more to this? No. We don't have to talk to him. We're still going to go see if we can talk to Ulfar about it in the next episode. And level up and then explore the rest of the system. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you later.